This is your news source evening bulletin for today, Tuesday, the 26th day of March in the year 2024. I'm Gordon Mosley reporting, and here's what we're tracking tonight. Former U.S. President Bill Clinton today made a case for the Caribbean region to further unite, telling those present at the United Caribbean Forum at the Artichon Conference Center here in Georgetown that the region will be stronger together. The former U.S. president is the guest of honor at the United Caribbean Forum, which was organized by the Dominican Republic Chamber of Commerce, Guyana, in collaboration with the government of Guyana. As he addressed the forum in the presence of President Irfanali this morning, Mr. Clinton said he hopes that the forum and the partnership between the Dominican Republic and Guyana will breathe new life into CARICOM.
This partnership between governments and businesses and NGOs and between the Dominican Republic and Guyana, I hope is the tip of the iceberg. I hope it will give new life to CARICOM and new life to any other organizations that are active here.
The Dominican Republic, which shares the island of Hispaniola with Haiti, is not a member of CARICOM. Mr. Clinton said he believes that by working much closer together, countries in the Americas can achieve greater progress.
I have believed for a long time that the Americas need to work more closely together, and that in many ways the smallest countries by population are the most successful, where economies of scale are not as important as personal contacts and personal responsibility, but it's hard to raise the capital to take all the small countries forward together. So you have this curious dilemma where in theory the smallest countries can be the most successful at anything simply because there's more personal contact. But it's hard to get people sometimes to invest in, let's say, solar rising. I worked for years.
Clinton also said he is prepared to lend assistance through his organization, the Clinton Global Initiative, to provide necessary support in bridging the gap and propelling the message of unity among the Americas. In his address, President Irfanali said through its partnership with the Dominican Republic, Guyana can narrow the existing gaps in the areas of technology, human resource development, tourism, services, and food production, among other critical areas.
Applying world-class technology, world-class methods, best practices globally that exist, not today, that exist for tomorrow. We are applying that today so that we'll reduce the lag time through which Guyana will catch up with the rest of the world, and more importantly, take a lead position on many issues. And it is for this reason we see the DR as a critical partner in bridging this gap. When you speak about tourism, scale and capacity in the private sector, leveraging capital, looking at the value-added industry in food production, all of these things the DR would have not mastered, but would have developed tremendous capacity and capability in.
The president also said there is tremendous opportunity for cooperation in the area of food production. The Dominican Republic ambassador to Guyana and the U.S. ambassador to Guyana, along with the EU's representative and the British High Commissioner, were among the members of the diplomatic community present at the event this morning, along with business executives and other guests. More news coming up in just a moment.
It's one of your biggest goals, getting your own home, where memories are made, where happiness lives. You may feel that home ownership or renovation is beyond your reach, but we at Republic want you to know that there's always a way. Ask us about our suite of mortgages. Let's help make your housing wishes come true. Or advise on how the equity in your existing home can finance other dreams and goals. Call or go online to learn more.
Holiday spending put a dent in your cash. Top up your pockets in the Cash Splash promotion. Win over $5 million, including over $1 million in our weekly draws. Just purchase any Buster, Turbo, Fruita, Cool Kids or Viva. Look for the 8-digit code starting with 786. Then visit Facebook or IG at Buster Guyana or Turbo_Caribbean for more details.
In our search for sophistication and grace, the Super Stylistics team invites you to be part of something extraordinary. Mothers and daughters who possess aura and presence that transcend through time. Step forward and become part of the Mother and Daughter Pageant 2024. Join our legacy as we redefine elegance for generations to come. The search for the epitome of timeless love begins now. Call 226-2825 or 626-0460 to secure your spot in the Mother and Daughter Pageant 2024.
The Irfan Ali administration has submitted written responses to the United Nations Human Rights Committee as part of the ongoing review of Guyana's third periodic report by the committee, which took place between the 18th and the 24th of March. The government said its written submission is intended to provide updates and additional information in response to the questions raised by the Human Rights Committee in relation to the implementation of the International Covenant on Civil and Political Rights here in Guyana. In the additional submission, the government said it has placed on record what it considers the facts surrounding several issues that were raised in what it called an inaccurate and misinformed manner during the review, particularly in relation to the corruption allegations against the judiciary, the Environmental Protection Agency, and the sitting Vice President of Guyana. While not releasing the newly submitted information, the government said it objects to the allegations and has urged the Human Rights Committee to carry out due diligence to verify the information it receives before making unfounded allegations. On the issue of constitutional commissions, the government noted that all the constitutional commissions, which also function as safeguards in Guyana's human rights architecture, are in place and are functioning, adding that it has explained that every citizen in Guyana, without discrimination, has access to a fair and independent justice system on all matters, and encourages formal complaints and corruption allegations be made to the relevant domestic commissions and redress mechanisms available for an appropriate investigation to be carried out. The government again rejected allegations in relation to media and press freedom, calling on the committee to fact-check allegations on the ownership of the local media in Guyana, while claiming that more than a dozen social media commentators and government critics operate daily talk shows across multiple broadcast social media platforms, with no interference from the government. The government did not name those government critics. According to the government, it places importance on consultation and inclusivity in decision-making at all levels, adding that the constitutional reform, which is expected to commence this year, will take a consultative approach, and every Guyanese will determine relevant constitutional amendments. The Ministry of Foreign Affairs has confirmed that the Guyana government has granted approval to the Sigma Engineers Limited to recruit a total of 500 nurses from Bangladesh. While the company is not known to be directly involved in the healthcare sector, it is believed that the permission was sought to fill vacancies that may currently exist at both private and public hospitals here in Guyana. In a statement on Monday, the Ministry of Foreign Affairs explained that in response to requests from Sigma Engineers, it issued a letter to confirm that the agency was authorized to recruit healthcare workers, with the view to addressing concerns raised both by the public and private sectors on the severe skills shortage in the health sector. According to the Foreign Ministry, the Private Sector Commission has on numerous occasions requested the government's assistance in addressing the need to fill the skills shortages not only in the health sector but also in the critical sectors of construction, engineering and services, given the expansion and growth of the country's economy. The Foreign Ministry said in that regard the recruitment agency was appointed to liaise with relevant authorities from various countries to recruit healthcare workers, including but not limited to Bangladesh. The ministry said no one has been recruited so far through Sigma engineers, as shortages are currently being filled by personnel from Cuba. The statement also added that the government of Guyana remains open to the recruitment of specialized skills, which do not currently exist in Guyana from any part of the globe, for both public and private sectors. The ministry's statement came in wake of the leak of the approval document on social media. The healthcare industry in Guyana continues to face a severe shortage, with the Georgetown Hospital alone facing a shortage of 600 nurses. In the past few years, hundreds of Guyanese nurses have migrated to the United Kingdom to take up lucrative jobs. The governments of Guyana and France have announced that the two countries are taking steps to improve their relations with the establishment of a French embassy in Guyana. President Irfan Ali met with the Minister of Europe and Foreign Affairs of the French Republic on Monday at State House to discuss a range of issues. Following the meeting, the two sides issued a joint communique, which stated that apart from the ongoing security cooperation, Guyana will acquire maritime patrol assets from France. The joint statement said that serves as further illustration of the commitment of the two sides to strengthening their bilateral relationship. According to the communique, and given the desire to forge closer links as neighboring countries and friends, Guyana and France have decided to write a new chapter in their history by opening a French embassy in Georgetown in 2025. France will be the first EU country with this level of diplomatic representation in Guyana. The communique stated that the opening of the French embassy will also boost the development of cooperation in various sectors, including the economy and in priority areas for Guyana, where French companies hold renowned expertise. The move will also allow the French embassy to begin issuing the Schengen visa here in Guyana. The communique stated that the embassy will also contribute to strengthening ties between Guyana and French Guyana, as well as French relations with the Caribbean community CARICOM. The Guyana government says it looks forward to the establishment of the embassy, which signals the benefits of the economic transformation being experienced by the nation and the interests of France in developing its relations with the Caribbean region. The two countries have also agreed to establish a joint working group to identify priorities to deepen cooperation in a number of areas, including defense, climate change, food security, infrastructure, technology, and tourism.
Mobile Delvac Heavy Duty Lubricants. With more than 90 years of experience and innovation, Mobile Delvac is a recognized leader in advanced heavy duty lubricants. Discover how the state-of-the-art Mobile Delvac technology can help protect and extend the life of your diesel engines. Mobile Delvac, the trusted brand for many successful businesses. Protect your fleet and keep your vehicles on the road and out of the shop. Helped by Mobile Motor Oils. Distributed by Sol Guyana Inc.
At the most critical life-changing moments, the National Insurance Scheme is here to ensure that your needs are covered. Access reimbursement for medical expenses for various aspects of your medical care. We know that eye care is of utmost importance. Receive assistance with our Spectacle Care voucher. Visiting the dentist? Dental care is also covered under our sickness benefit services. Offset the funeral expenses of a loved one with costs covered by our funeral benefits. National Insurance Scheme. We're there every step of the way.
Look at the breathtaking beauty of the Essequibo, from its pristine rivers to its abundant resources. It's a treasure that belongs to Guyana, and we ask Venezuela to respect the rule of international law.
commitment to this land is not just about ownership. It's about preserving its beauty and resources for our people and future generations.
The controversy between Guyana and Venezuela was settled internationally as full, perfect and final in 1899. Essequibo belongs to Guyana.
While the government is moving to shake up management at the state-owned Guyana Sugar Corporation, Guyana Sugar, as it is preparing to name a new chief executive officer. News source has learned that former chairman of the Private Sector Commission, Paul Chung, is set to become the new Guyana Sugar CEO. Senior government sources have indicated to news source that Chung is currently in discussions with the government on the new position. The current chief executive officer at Guyana Sugar, Narayan Singh, is preparing to leave the company and the country to take up a diplomatic appointment in Europe. Singh has been heading the state-owned company since September of 2020. It has been a rocky tenure for him, with the main union representing sugar workers at the Guyana Agricultural and General Workers Union repeatedly calling for him to be removed from the position of CEO. Singh survived those calls and retained the trust and support of the president and the government. However, with more money being pumped into Guyana Sugar as part of a major restructuring plan, it is believed that the government decided to seek out new leadership while ensuring a smooth transition to another top position for the financial analyst, says Narayan Singh. US-based Guyanese political activist Rickford Burke has asked the High Court to throw out several defamation charges brought against him, as well as to declare the service of a summons on him by the Guyana police force at his New York residence to be illegal. Through his attorneys, senior counsel Royce Hilford, Dawn Holder-Cush, and Sasha King, Mr. Burke is asking the High Court to declare that the process of a magistrate, whether exercising civil or criminal jurisdiction under the Summary Jurisdictional Magistrates Act, is restricted to the geographic limits of Guyana. Burke, who has been charged with conspiracy to public defamatory libel with a view to extort money, has repeatedly denied those allegations. In the court papers seen by news source, the activist is seeking a declaration that under the Constitution of Guyana, the defamation of a private person by another person cannot be regarded as a criminal offense. He also wants the High Court to declare that laws governing defamation and criminal defamation are in violation of Guyana's constitutionally enshrined fundamental right to freedom of expression. The respondents in the matter are Attorney General Anil Nandlao and Magistrate Fabio Azor of the East Demerara Magisterial District. Burke is alleging that the charges against him are politically motivated, fabricated, and unconstitutional. He believes that he has been targeted by the current government over his regular public criticism and rebuke of the government and many of its actions. In the world of business, the Quorum Group company has announced that it has acquired the rights for the opening of the popular P.F. Chang's restaurant in Guyana, as well as in Jamaica, Barbados, and the Cayman Islands. The first restaurant is set to open its doors here in Guyana in May on High Street in Kingston, Georgetown. The popular Asian restaurant is known worldwide for its wide variety of dishes and exceptional hospitality service. In a statement, the Quorum Group, which is headed by Claremont Cummings, explained that together with its equity partner, JMMB, it is proud to be a partner of the iconic brand. Cummings said the company is proud of its multi-territorial partnership with P.F. Chang, and that signifies an important achievement as the company is entering the broader Caribbean market. The company has already started the hiring and training process. A number of its soon-to-be chefs recently completed training in Mexico. The construction of the first location is underway on High Street, Kingston. And when it opens its doors, it will offer patrons a unique blend of modern Asian dishes, according to the Quorum Group. A Kingston, Jamaica location is scheduled to follow suit, contributing to the group's vision of creating memorable dining experiences across the region. An early Monday morning fire at the popular Redbud Chinese restaurant in Linden has claimed the life of one of the workers. The dead man has been identified only as Jiang. Reports indicated that he worked at the Chinese restaurant and also lived with others on the premises. Persons in the area said a number of the Chinese workers were seen late on Sunday night playing board games and drinking alcoholic drinks. Jiang was the only one who died in the blaze. The others were rescued by the fire service. The Guyana Fire Service was summoned to the scene just before 2 o'clock on Monday morning, when an alarm was raised after heavy smoke and flames were seen billowing from the two-story building. The wooden and concrete structure quickly went up in flames, and the fire service managed to contain the blaze to the one building, but the entire building was eventually gutted. A cause of that fire is still to be determined, but fire investigators suspect it may have started in the kitchen area. An investigation is underway tonight.
In our search for sophistication and grace, the Super Stylistics team invites you to be part of something extraordinary. Mothers and daughters who possess aura and presence that transcend through time. Step forward and become part of the Mother and Daughter Pageant 2024. Join our legacy as we redefine elegance for generations to come. The search for the epitome of timeless love begins now. Call 226-2825 or 626-0460 to secure your spot in the Mother and Daughter Pageant 2024.
Guyana's economy is rapidly transforming, and we're all part of it. Guyoil is at the forefront of this development by providing reliable and efficient energy and supporting community development from the very core. 100% of Guyoil's profit goes back to building schools, roads, and other important infrastructure that connects our cities and towns, providing fuel to domestic, marine, industrial, and aerial transportation. Guyoil has now repositioned itself as a market leader in the petroleum industry, building a better future for all of us.
It's one of your biggest goals, getting your own home, where memories are made, where happiness lives. You may feel that home ownership or renovation is beyond your reach, but we at Republic want you to know that there's always a way. Ask us about our suite of mortgages. Let's help make your housing wishes come true, or advise on how the equity in your existing home can finance other dreams and goals. Call or go online to learn more.
Holiday spending put a dent in your cash. Top up your pockets in the Cash Splash promotion. Win over $5 million, including over $1 million in our weekly draws. Just purchase any Buster, Turbo, Fruita, Cool Kids, or Viva. Look for the 8-digit code starting with 786. Then visit Facebook or IG at Buster Guyana or Turbo_Caribbean for more details.
With your regional and international news tonight, I'm Svetlana Marshall. In the region, Corina Yoris remains the opposition coalition's presidential candidate in Venezuela's July elections, despite not being able to register for the vote, opposition leader Marina Corina Machado said on Tuesday. Reuters in a report said the coalition was left without a candidate in the race after the opposition was unable to access the Electoral Authority's online system to register 80-year-old Yoris before the expiry of Monday's deadline. Yoris was named as the opposition candidate last week by Machado, who won the opposition nominating contest by a landslide last year to run against incumbent President Nicolas Maduro, but has been banned from holding public office. The opposition's candidate is Corina Yoris, Machado told journalists on Tuesday morning. Ecuador's youngest mayor, Brigitte Garcia, has been shot dead, according to the BBC. The 27-year-old and her press officer were found dead in a car on Sunday in the town of San Vicente, where she had won the local election last year. No arrests have been made so far, and it is not clear what the motive may be. Ms. Garcia is the latest politician to be killed in Ecuador, which last year was rocked by the assassination of a presidential candidate. The bodies of Ms. Garcia and Communication Director Jairo Lohr were found in the early hours of Sunday local time. Police said the shots which killed them had been fired from inside the car they had rented. Ms. Garcia, a nurse, had been elected mayor of San Vicente for the opposition Citizens Revolutionary Party last year at the age of 26. And finally tonight, international news. A major bridge in the U.S. city of Baltimore has collapsed after a container ship crashed into it, according to the BBC. The bridge snapped and plunged into the water at about 1:30 Eastern Time, along with vehicles and people. A huge search operation is underway for 6 missing people, authorities say, while 2 others have been pulled from the water. All of them are believed to be part of a construction crew that was repairing potholes at the time the bridge collapsed. The bridge is now wedged into debris from the Francis Scott Key Bridge, which is about 1.6 miles long and part of a major highway. It suffered a power issue and issued a distress call moments before the crash, officials say, but was traveling too quickly to change course. Maryland Governor Westmore says the bridge will be rebuilt in a way that remembers the people the tragedy has impacted. President Joe Biden has said his government will cover the entire cost of rebuilding the bridge and getting the port functioning again. And that's your News Source Evening Bulletin for tonight. I'm Svetlana Marshall reporting and encouraging you to stay safe.